The tropical waters off the coast of Africa are a dangerous playground. Spear fishermen Barrett Harvey and Chris Coates worry about the sharks on every dive.
I've been spearfishing for about 28 years. Obviously, you have a great life waking up before work and catch a few fish, and yeah, it's a lifestyle. A lot of people would automatically think that sharks would be your biggest danger, but you know, there's a fish called a potato bass that live on the reef. They're not very wary of spearfishermen, and they've learned that, you know, there's these nice fish swimming around above them all day and they can't get to them because obviously they're too quick. But along comes a spearfisherman, slows that fish momentarily down by shooting it, and I've obviously learned that this is an opportune time to get a free meal.
Potato bass are, in their own right, incredibly successful predators, and they will take almost any species of fish as their prey anyway. So when one's offered up on a plate, flapping wildly, bleeding, obviously vulnerable, of course it's going to snap it up.
Potato bass might look slow, but they're huge. They reach 2 meters and weigh up to 108 kilograms. Their jaws are filled with jagged rows of backwards-facing teeth.
I was actually filming and spearfishing with a friend of mine, and we knew these blood snappers were there, and we thought, let's, you know, get a nice sequence of footage of us shooting this blood snapper. We had noticed the potato bass before. We had actually done 2 or 3 dives before that, and the potato bass had come right up to us and had a look at us, kind of checked us out and swam away. I managed to get a very good shot of the fish, and it just rolled over. Knowing that Chris was filming, I thought, you know, for the camera, I'll swim up the line and grab the fish nicely in the gills. But the surprise of my life is, as I put my hand over to grab the fish in the gills, the potato bass came from underneath.
The potato bass actually came out of my blind spot.
Barrett and the monster bass go for the fish at the same time. Barrett with his hand, the bass with its teeth.
My hand got stuck in its mouth, and the fish tried to reverse with me.
I caught as much of a fright as Barrett probably did. And then like, you just freeze for that moment. You like go, I know this is like incredible, I need to be filming this, but it's like, just maybe he needs some help.
And then I tried to pull my hand out the fish's mouth, and the fish came with me a little bit, and we came to a bit of a stalemate. And eventually I realized I was at about 19, 20 meters holding your breath. We'd probably been down for about a minute and a half already. And I just knew that I had to get my hand out of its mouth. What eventually I had to do was put my other hand inside the potato bass's mouth so that I had some leverage to push against and pull, and managed to rip my hand out, and he got his free meal.
I think if the fish hadn't let go at that moment, he would have faced a real risk of drowning, because there's no ways he would have had the strength to pull that massive weight of fish to the surface, and the fish certainly had the strength to hold him at the bottom.
It's fortunate his hand only just got into the mouth, but if he'd got his hand in the back into his gill rakers, which are probably like, say, a few centimeters long and they're really spiky and hard, he would have been in a lot more trouble than he was.
My hand was all mangled and damaged quite a lot. Chris and I were both in a bit of disbelief of what just happened, but we kind of saw the funny side. Even in the ocean, you have a tax man, so Mr. Potato Bass is the tax man.